I'm back here on this 29 cab. I coordinated with myself, fought back and forth, tried different things. I tried putting a 1/2 inch piece in there curved. I tried a round piece of pipe, you can see up there. Nothing was really working out. So I went back to my original plan, which was a 1-inch piece of angle iron. So now it's perfectly flat all the way across. I got room to weld a roof on it. I cut a little off that curve there so it'd be straight. And because then next thing is to weld the cab on, I clamped this all down a piece at a time and welded that back piece to the crossbar frame support. Well, I hope I didn't just weld my roof to the thing. I did. No, I didn't. That's just a little piece left there. And I got a little piece over here. But this is welded up. I hope I don't have to cut it. I've got some little hump here, little hump there. I might have to slice this a little and fix it. But basically I've got this roof flat. And I'll try to taper it forward a little bit. But if it gets water on it, it gets water on it. Like I said, here for days trying to invent something to make it work. And that piece of angle iron just solved the whole problem. It's dead flat across there. And I'm sure it made it much stronger. Now I'll have to get it up here on the body where it goes. Maybe might have to trim it a little. I'm not sure. But I can get it on, get it welded, tacked at least, and see how everything works out. At least I made a decision. Got to decide to make the roof flat, and that's all a done deal now. Press on with locating this. I started clamping this. I just put a bar up there for no space at all. And the reason why I put a bar across here, and you can see that it's basically right at the top of my angle iron. So the back of this roof is 1 inch above this frame with no space in it. It lowered this down some. I've increased my angle here because I tilted it forward. But I think what I got to do is cut 1 inch out of the back of this all the way across to around here somewhere, and this will drop down over the side of it, so I can figure that out. I don't know what's going to go on here with the this curve. You know, this is a good inch out away from the door. And this one is about half an inch. So somehow I'm going to have to shrink this cab or spread my frame. Might be easier to spread my frame at the top. I'll figure that out as I go, but I gotta cut an inch off this to get it down level. I finally got the window decided. I cut an inch of this bottom off. I already welded it on the outside. I'm just welding it up on the inside. Had a little bit of gap right there. Is a bad cut, but I got it centered good. Got it overlapping pretty good. What I got here is a piece of round rod. I just welded it in there to fill the gap. This all got to be welded up. But it's welded good to the body, welded good to the roof. Now I'll have to use something else. I'm not sure how I'll fix this gap here in the back. I don't know how much it'll pry or anything. Yeah, it looks like it won't be that bad. I can pry it back here. Start it at the back. I'll probably use another piece of a round rod on it. And bring it around to here. And then this part, I'll cut it off. I've still got an inch gap in here, so I probably have to spread this top a little more. But the main thing is I got this middle of this, and where the curve quits flush. Same thing with this one. Middle and the curve is flush. Don't know what I'm going to do about this. Like I said, I'm an inch on each side. But the time to spread it is now. I need to get it on the inside, press this out a little more, finish welding it up right here in this corner. There, I just welded it up a little better. I started to run some beads in there in the middle. I couldn't really see, so kind of a waste of time. But and I didn't have a helmet on, so I was doing it all blind. Anyway, this is in. Whatever is left now is what I have to deal with. So I think this big old patch here is good for a patch. I think I'll probably just grind this down a little and fill it with Bondo. Just make this whole thing smooth. That'll look the best. As long as it don't flex and break the Bondo, I'll be fine. Good enough. I guess the next order of business would be to try to stretch this top a little. Might be able to do that just with a porta power on top and leave it clamped there in the middle. Give that a try and see what happens. I got it kind of planned out. I can put a piece of 3/4 inch pipe in here. I tried a 1 inch pipe, but it's kind of big. And I can bend this to the curve of the door, and also the door's it's curving 2 ways. It's pretty easy to bend pipe in 2 directions. But I think I can pull this down here. Weld the roof to it. And it'd be fairly easy to brace it into this. I did go ahead and use a porta power on this and jack it out. Excuse me. You can see this bar across here is pretty straight now. It was bent. I just cut it right here on the inside, so it's just tacked in right now. I need to move it up here in the front anyway. So I've got this where it's plenty close enough to weld in, and the other side is just as good. I might have a little bit up there in the top still, but you know, another 1/4 inch or so with this porta power. I'll just see if it'll watch it and see if it moves. Yeah, I got this clamp so it's not showing it. There we go. You can see this closed up on the door real nice. And once I cut this front brace loose so it would open up in the back, it went a lot better. And what I did there on that bottom brace, I just moved it out 1 inch. So that looks like that's plenty good. The door opens and closes good still. I probably shouldn't have put that striker in until I got it done. But this is all kind of jacked out to where it needs to be. I'll have a little patching to do right here. Not exactly sure what. Some of it may bend out. A lot of it will. Yeah, a lot of that'll bend out. I'll just use another piece of this round rod in here. And I got the same on the other side. It's actually fitting a little better. But kind of got the roof flat and straight. It's good and centered on the car and welded. So I think all I got to do now is, you know, do these corners. I kind of didn't want to do those yet because once I go around that curve, That's going to put the stop to me moving it up or down. I don't know where I'm at as far as level up and down. Front of the car is up, so good magnet on that one. Let's see here. Well, this is not really much of a way to tell. Window's probably the best. So it looks like I'm 92, 93 degrees. That's good enough. So it's down about 5 degrees. There's a level piece, maybe that'll work. Yeah, it's still bouncing, but I would say that's around 5 degrees or so. Tilted forward, which is what I wanted. And when the motor and stuff goes in it, that'll lower it another 5. I found a transmission on the internet, and blah blah blah, guaranteed to fit, $850 shipping, 2 years warranty. So I bought the thing. I've been waiting and waiting and waiting. Sure enough, now their phone number don't work, no shipping, no transmission. But I paid with it with Visa, so I went to Bank of America and filed a didn't receive my item complaint, so hopefully I'll get my money back. If I don't, I don't. I checked it out pretty good. You know, they had a nice looking website, customer testimonials. Of course, they probably put that all up. But I checked the who is the domain, and the website went up the 1st of the month, and I was in like on the 15th and bought the transmission. So scam. I'm sure Bank of America will give me my money back. So I still don't have a transmission for this. I started looking at bell housings, and a 4-speed bell housing has this exact bolt pattern. Now, I don't know what this was. The motor number is kind of generic. They put it in a lot of stuff. But I had a feeling this was a manual transmission car. So I've been trying to find whether they'll take an automatic. Back to my same old thing again. So I may put a pickup 4-speed in it, or 3-speed or something. I don't know. I'd rather have the automatic. That 727 over there won't fit. But the reason I bring this up is I might as well make the mounts for this, put it in the car, even if it just blocked up, and this will lower me down, and that'll tell me my true rake and stuff. So anyway, not done with the roof, but the hard part, at least one of the hard parts, is done, and that's getting it on the body and welded. Now I gotta patch up around these door frames and stuff. So like and subscribe, guys. Hope you find some value in these videos. Well, I bent me a piece of 1/4 inch. Got it in there. It's kind of a task getting that double curve in it, but I did. This is all lined up good. I put a porta power back there and closed my gap up a little here in the bottom. Tacked the skin on. The top's good. Looks like I got a little right here in the middle I need to do something with, but basically I got 1/8 of an inch all the way up and down. A lot of it'll probably be taken up in this door. I can see I got some gaps here still. This door needs to be shrunk down a little right here in the middle. But this is on good, welded good. Didn't really match it very well right here, but it's good enough. I'll have to make a piece for this, and of course I'll have to clamp my roof in here and weld it. A lot of that's gonna kind of depend on the top. So there's the passenger side. This side is lining up still pretty good. Look like they just overlapped this, so that's gonna leave something. But I just have to do the same thing now. Pull this back, get me a piece of round rod in there, and weld this one up. After doing one, of course the second one will be quite a bit easier, but looks good. I think my roof is pretty straight. Yeah, it looks like it's bouncing around there a couple degrees. Pointed down. That's fine. That'll give me a little bit more slope once that front end's down. I got a transmission out here I can probably get in by myself, and I'm gonna just kind of set it in there, and I'm going to take my engine lift, fix the motor mounts on that thing, and set it in here. Have to pull my radiator out. Of course, that's no big deal. Only got a couple screws in it, and just see what the thing's going to look like with a motor in it. Not so much what it looked like, but yeah, like I said before, I kind of got burnt there on the transmission. I get my money back. I'd like to, I understand the 4-speed pickup transmissions have a real low granny gear, but this motor is I can't find a transmission that even looks like it'll fit. So they got to be something. I do have a clutch pedal assembly, clutch and brake. This would be kind of cool with a manual transmission. It'd just be a lot easier with an automatic. But anyway, I can set a motor in here, get this motor and transmission both. I've got to do these ladder bars back here or something, and the only way to do that is to get the weight in it. So that's the only reason that I would be doing this. A buddy of mine, next door offered me his forklift. but there's no way I can get the forklift in here. It's just not tall enough. And I can roll that thing out. I got to get the car kind of outside to start with. I'm not sure what I'll do. Maybe I'll roughly weld in where these things are going to go with the coilovers. A lot of work. Anyway, I gotta get over there and finish up the other side of this cab. Press on. Well, I got this one welded in. This time I didn't try to make my round rod in one piece. I had to put a piece over here, and then I made another piece here, so it was much easier to make. And this was a little high, so what I did was cut me a little hatch there, welded it in, and that let me fill up this. So roof's on and solid as a rock. I got quite a bit of welding, of course, to do yet. Just ran out of gas. Well, pretty close. I got a little left, but the other side turned out much better, making it in two pieces. But there's quite a bit of welding needs to be done on this. I don't know whether I'll continue with that or bondo it or what. But it's welded plenty good. Just not all done. You can see I got a little dent right there. Well, I matched the dent pretty good. Anyway, the roof is on. Got pretty much everything straight. Still don't know what I'm going to do about that top part, but this was the part that was the hard part. I got this all good with the door gap. I still have to weld up that little plate in there. I got to make a patch here, but this was kind of the end of a fairly long project, so I cut it down an inch, and I guess you could say it's chopped now. But moving along, I need to, now that my top is on, I need to fix those center braces for the frame. I'll probably do that next. Cut me a piece for that place that was cut out, and cut that front one out completely and put another one in there, and that way I'm not trying to hold it together with a bunch of clamps. I think that'll be pretty good for today. Tomorrow's Memorial Day. Ordinarily I'd be out cruising around or something, but we'll just work on rat rods.